ionization energies. So they don't want any electrons, but they really don't want to lose any. So it's very hard to remove them. And if you ever wondered where noble gases come from, the ocean. They come out of the ocean. We do what's called water displacement to collect them. We basically just put a big jar in the ocean, and we just collect all the gases coming out of the ocean. And then we say, okay, and we look at their densities. Like at the top, you're going to find helium. Then you're going to find some argon and some nitrogen, or helium, nitrogen, argon, and so on. So you just basically collect all the gases, and then you just parcel it off based on its density. Used to be really easy. Now, not so much. Helium's getting really expensive. And it's actually becoming kind of rare because we thought there was a lot of it out there, and it turns out we were wrong. It's getting hard to get. So helium's actually getting hard to get. It's getting more and more expensive. Which is just fine because I'm not a big fan of helium balloons. Why don't I like helium balloons? Yeah, and then what happens when the helium leaks out? They fall down, and where do they usually end up? The ocean! Yeah, yay! And there's more plastic and rubber in the ocean. Woohoo! Let's kill some fish. So yeah, not a big fan. If you ever see like an auto dealership with helium balloons around their cars, come on, like stop and say, you should be ashamed of yourself. How come you hate the oceans? Because they're hurting the oceans. So a lot of dealerships use those big plastic balls on the end of a stick. Those are great. Just use those. Don't use helium balloons. Okay. And when you think about most of the noble gases, you usually think about the hot plasmas they make when you run high voltage through them. Neon signs. Yeah, it's good for that. I'm sorry, what?
Why can't you just use a wacky inflatable flailing RPG man?
Exactly. Yeah. You gotta get those guys with the fan.
Or Chevy.
Just things is all about cars. They were not
It's like, yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised.
Okay, so it sounds like you're ready to move on to the last one?
Yeah.
So what's the last group we haven't talked about yet? The rare earths, yeah. Rare earth metals are the lanthanides and actinides. Property-wise, they behave a lot like the D block. Okay? So property-wise, they behave a lot like the D block. Most of them are radioactive. In fact, all of them have some radioactive isotopes, but some of them have all of their isotopes are radioactive. The lanthanides are on the top. They start with lanthanum at the 4F, and the actinides are down below. They start with actinium in the 5F. And as luck would have it, most of them are in Southeast Asia.
Yikes. And this is why Korea has a lot of missiles.
No, this is why China is allowed to have a second Holocaust, because nobody actually cares about it.
Yo.
You know there's another Holocaust going on right now? You don't know about it, but it's going on. Yay. Oh, about 10 to 100,000 Muslims are being rounded up in China and then murdered for their organs.
Oh.
And we know about it, but we're like, we don't want to piss off China.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because you're trying to make the whole product. We're going to keep the consumers happy.
BlizzCon.
Can't wait until we all have to work like this.
That'd be funny. It'd be like,
It kind of makes me wonder if we would not have entered World War II, if we would have done anything about the Jewish Holocaust. I tend to think, no.
Yeah, honestly, I agree with this.
We wouldn't have entered World War II, we'd be like, just let it happen. Just like we're letting it happen in China. All right, so back on task. Transuranium is the name that we use for elements that are heavier than uranium. Elements that are heavier than uranium we call transuranium, literally beyond uranium.
oh.
And they're all artificial. They're made in labs by atom squishers.